Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, you are going to learn about the Ansible. So what the Ansible is, Ansible architecture, and how you will install the Ansible on a Linux node. So let's get started. So my name is Suresh Chandra and you are learning automation with Ansible. So first of all, what the Ansible is. So Ansible is an open source configuration, management and orchestration utility. It can automate and standardize the configuration of remote host and virtual machines. So it could be a physical system or it could be a machine on the VMware or the Hyper-V or the RHEV, or could be on the cloud as well. So it's an orchestration functionality, allows Ansible to coordinate the launch and graceful shutdown of multi-tiered applications as well. So it's not just for to like automate the configuration. So if you have the multi-tiered application where your application is heavily dependent to shut down a one node and then do the task and then shut down the another node as well. So this kind of like application workflow can be also handled by the Ansible. Because of this, Ansible can perform rolling updates of multiple systems in a way that results in zero downtime. For example, you have written a one playbook where you have to exit your node from your existing load balancer or the cluster, then stop the service, then do the patching, then again add that node into the cluster, and then again your node will be added to the load balancer. So all those things can be taken care by the Ansible without any downtime. Instead of writing custom individualized scripts, so what the Ansible provide to you, system administration create the high level plays in Ansible. So you have to understand one thing here. If you think, okay, I can do the automate my infrastructure, like especially in the case of the Linux and Unix operating system, some says I can write the bash shell script and I can do the automation by using the shell script. Yes, you can do, but the complex thing is, from the beginning of the shell script up to the end, you have to write your whole sequence. Like you have to write the syntax to handle all those things which is required for a full automation system. So if any of the task which you are writing inside this shell script is up and down, your whole script will be useless. So the whole thing has been mentioned inside your shell script will be managed by you. But in the Ansible, the 80% of the tasks has been already managed by the developers while creating those modules. You just need to mention your preferred way of the execution. For example, you want to install and configure the users and like install some packages and update some configuration. You can up down your task or play inside the playbook, but not in the shell scripts. Okay, what the play is? So a play perform a series of tasks on the host. So what the play is? Play is the series of tasks on the host. Like for example, as I mentioned to you, we say is a playbook. So what the playbook is? Collections of plays. What the play is? Collection of tasks. What the task is? Task is the individual task which is going to be run on the host. For example, you are creating a user is a task. You are creating a group is a task. You are installing a one package is a task. And these number of tasks is combined into a one play. And the play, if you have multiple plays inside a one file, that called a playbook. So the play perform a series of tasks on the host, means individual host or a group of hosts. So you can have a one group where you can have multiple nodes or hosts inside it. A file that contains one or more plays is called a playbook. So as I mentioned to you, you have a one file. Inside the file you have a play, and inside the play you have tasks. So tasks means the actual work which you want to execute on the remote host, and it could be one, it could be more, and these tasks are the collection of plays. So you have a one play, and inside the one play you can have multiple tasks, and inside a one file you can have multiple plays. Ansible architecture is agentless. This is the beauty of Ansible. There is no need to install and configure any other software, any agent on the system. This work is pushed to the remote host when Ansible executes. So when you are going to execute the Ansible commands or the playbooks from the node to manage your remote host, so this is the push method. So they are going to push the configuration from your system to the remote host. Okay, what the module is? Modules are the program that perform the actual work of the task of the play. As I said to you, you have a one file. Inside the file is you have a one play. Inside the play you have a one task. For example, you are creating a user. So how you create that user in a OS like Linux operating system? Just user add. So user add is a command. Note that user add is a command, but we are not going to use this command inside the Ansible. Ansible has their own modules which is written in Python. So inside the Python there is a module name is called user, or like users, or could be group or groups. So majorly is a user. So user is the name of the module which is written in Python for the Ansible. So when we talk about the modules, so modules are the programs, not the native command of the OS, which perform the actual work of the play, right? So Ansible is immediately useful because it's come with 100 of core modules that perform useful system administrative work. So when you install the Ansible, so Ansible comes with a 1,000 number of modules nowadays. There is a system administration module, there are a networking module, storage module, there is a Windows modules as well. So you can have the Windows machine managed by the Ansible. So these are the modules which is written in Python. I will show you what the location of the modules in the system when we will install and configure the Ansible. Ansible was originally written by this is the particular person, Michael Dehan, the creator of the Cobbler provisioning application. So I believe you know the Cobbler. So Cobbler is a provisioning application, is a GUI based provisioning method which you can use to provision your bare metal system by using the kickstart and so on. Ansible has widely adopted because it's easy to install, it's simpler to use, it doesn't require any agent configuration on the remote nodes or host, and it is useful for the system administrators because they are habitual to use the Linux and Unix operating system. It is also easiest way for the developers to use the Ansible because Ansible modules are written in Python. So if you are a developer and know the Python, you can also use the Ansible. Ansible is supported by the DevOps tools such as Vagrant and Jenkins and many more nowadays. So it is widely adopted because it's a simple for use. Modules written in Python, easy way on the installation, agentless. So there are a lot like features which makes the Ansible widely adopted in the community and in enterprise. There are a lot of things Ansible can do, but you have to understand what Ansible cannot do for you. For example, Ansible cannot audit changes made locally by other users on the system. For example, you have automated your system by using the Ansible. For example, your Apache HTTPD configuration file. If a one user is logged in on that particular system and done some changes, so Ansible cannot track those changes which is done by the user locally on that system. Yes, I'm saying it because what will happen when you will next run the Ansible playbook. So Ansible check the SHA checksum. If the checksum is same which was previously maintained by the Ansible and now the presented file in the system, Ansible will not do anything. If the checksum is not matched, Ansible will replace the whole configuration with the desired configuration. So it cannot let you know what the user has changed in this particular file. So I will say, to be straightforward, Ansible cannot do the audit checking for you. Second is Ansible can add packages to an installation. Yes, but it does not perform the initial minimal installation of the system. For example, when we talk about the bare metal installation, like where we use the PXE things to boot our system over the LAN and install the operating system. So Ansible can install the packages, but Ansible cannot provision your bare metal system because it's not a provisioning solution, it's a automation solution. So once your OS has been provisioned by the PXE server, you can add, I hope you know about the kickstart. So inside the PostScripts you can mention the Ansible to do the task, but not before. So it means Ansible can add the packages to an installation, but it does not perform the initial minimal installation of the system. Every system can start with a minimal installation either via Kickstart or base cloud starter image. Then use Ansible for further configuration. So you required at least a minimal system where you can run the Ansible. Ansible cannot provision your system from the bare metal. So Ansible can be combined with your Kickstart or the cloud base starter image. But without these two, Ansible cannot provision your system. Third thing is Ansible can remediate configuration drift. It does not monitor for it. For example, as I mentioned to you, you have done the changes by using the Ansible in your one of the file inside the file system, and some user has been logged in on that particular system and they have done some changes, right? So Ansible cannot monitor those changes. It can remediate configuration drift. Once again, if you are running the Ansible playbook, it can override the configuration, whatever the configuration has been changed by the user as per your desired configuration, but it cannot let you know about the changes. Like it cannot monitor, it cannot give you the alert that something has been changed. No. Ansible does not track what changes are made to file on the file system, nor does it track what user or processes made those changes. Remember that. As I'm saying again and again, if some files is managed by the Ansible and on that particular node or host, user is logged in and doing changes locally, Ansible cannot track those changes. It cannot track either is done by the user or the process. What Ansible can do, if you rerun the Ansible, it will make the changes as per your desired configuration which you mentioned inside the Ansible. So these type of changes are best tracked with a version control system or the Linux auditing system, which is not the part of the Ansible. So you have to keep these things in your mind. Okay, So what the Ansible concepts and architecture? So architecture of the Ansible is very simple. There are two type of machines in the Ansible architecture. One is called control node and one is called managed hosts. So Ansible software is installed on the control node and all of its components are maintained on it. For example, you have a one system where you have installed the Ansible package or the binary that will act as a control node. And the machine which you are going to manage by using the Ansible, they will be a managed hosts. The managed hosts are listed in the host inventory. So how Ansible know that I need to manage the server1.example.com or server2.example.com? You have to put that entry inside the inventory file. So inventory file is a text file on the control node that includes a list of managed hosts, names, or could be the IP addresses. But you have to mention inside your inventory file, which is a text file. System administrators logged into the control node and launch Ansible. So if you want to manage, for example, server1.example.com, which you have, you need to mention the server1.example.com inside your inventory file, and then Ansible use that inventory file to manage the node, right? So you can run the ad hoc commands, you can run the playbook, and you can do such tasks. But you have to tell your Ansible, I am going to use this particular IP address inside this inventory file and use this inventory file to manage the nodes. Okay, Ansible connects your remote host or the managed node via SSH, because default is the SSH, because Ansible installed on the Linux operating system, and by default the access method of the Linux operating system is over the SSH. So Ansible use the SSH as a network transport to communication with the managed hosts. The module referenced in the playbooks are copied to the managed host. For example, you have mentioned your server1.example.com inside the Ansible inventory file, and Ansible is going to connect with server1.example.com over the SSH. So whatever the module name means you want to create a user, so user.py, because modules are written in Python. You want to install a package via yum, so yum.py. So these are the modules. So these modules which you referred inside your playbook are copied to the managed host. So they will be, copy from this node to the managed node, and then they are executed in order with the argument specified in the playbook. Remember that. So one is the control node, one is the managed node. Your Ansible installed on the control node. The control node will copy your modules over the network to the remote host and then execute those modules to do your task. Ansible users can write their own custom modules if needed. Like as I said, if you are a developer, you can write your own module in Python, but the core module that comes with the Ansible can perform more system administration tasks. So I do not believe that like you require to write your own custom module initially, but later on, yes, if you want, you can write your own module and you can add that module into the Ansible, and you can use that Ansible module inside your playbook to do your tasks. All these terms are maybe new for you. I will give you the hands-on demonstration what the module says and what the Ansible command is and how you will write the playbook. So be with me. This is the picture about the Ansible architecture. So here, for example, this is my remote server. So maybe I have two sites. One site is this and second site is this, or maybe we have the two LAN, you can say. This is the one LAN and this is the second LAN. So I would like to manage all these servers using the Ansible. So this is my one system. It could be a laptop, desktop, or a one system, dedicated system, which is installed the Ansible. So here you have installed the Ansible. So Ansible using the API, Python API modules, which is transferring over the network. So how the Ansible is work? So you can say this is the whole node, and here you have installed the Ansible. When you install the Ansible, all those modules which is written in Python will be installed automatically in your system. So this is, here you have the host inventory file. You will mention all these host names or the IP address, maybe the DNS name or the IP address inside the host inventory file to tell to your Ansible, I'm going to manage these nodes. There are multiple ways to write your host information inside the inventory file. I will let you know. But here the most important concept is, whatever the host you have here, you have to mention all those names or the IP addresses inside your host inventory, right? From here your Ansible knows that, okay, I'm going to manage this particular server. Okay. Here you have your modules. Modules means when you install the Ansible, all those Ansible modules will be installed in your system. So these are the modules. Could be the core modules, could be the custom modules, could be your extra modules. So these are the three type of modules inside the Ansible. So core modules comes with the default installation of Ansible and managed by the Ansible core community. We have the custom modules. Custom modules is the module which is maintained by you or by someone, not by the Ansible core community. And we have the extras as well. Extras modules also come with the Ansible installation, but these are the modules are not managed by the Ansible core team. These are the these modules are managed by the Ansible community, not the core team of the Ansible. Okay, so here you have your modules, here you have your hosts. Now what the task or the desired state you want of these servers, all those things can be mentioned inside the playbook. So this is the playbook. I have written a playbook here. Okay, I want to configure a web server on all these nodes. So here will be my web configuration. For example, install the Apache HTTPD package, start the Apache HTTPD service, copy the Apache httpd.conf configuration file, and then enable the ports. So like these are the 4 tasks I have mentioned inside this playbook, right? When you execute this playbook against the host which you have inside this inventory, and it will come via SSH to these servers and execute your tasks which you have mentioned inside this playbook, right? What the configuration will be, where your inventory file available inside your system, what the ansible.cfg file configuration, which location you need to look, all those things will be mentioned inside this Ansible config file. So this is the ansible.cfg. By default there is a one location of the ansible.cfg in/etc ansible.cfg. So if you do not have any other ansible.cfg, I will let you know there are multiple ways to have your ansible.cfg as per your environment, but by default it looks to /etc ansible.cfg. So it will read all those parameters like your inventory file location, your module location, and so on, and then it will execute your plays over the SSH to these servers, and these server will be configured as per the desired state of your playbook. So this is the very simple architecture about the Ansible. I hope you like this video, and if you have any comments or if you have any question, please make the comment on this video. I will try to answer all those questions. Thank you for watching this video and see you in the next session.